oh my god, who is this person who started this fire? Why is there like a fire drill? I was like so angry, right? I open my door and I just see smoke.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing.
Okay, everyone, can we get the clap going? Fucked it.
Go again.
Alright, retake.
Param fucked it up. Can we get a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Bro,
Aryan, what?
What's wrong with you?
Latency.
What do you mean latency? You did it early.
You idiot.
Yo, it's your boy Aryan, and we're back with KTMX podcast episode 6. Fuck. How's it going, everyone?
It's episode 7.
Good. Oh, is it actually?
It's 7.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh shit!
It is 7.
Alright, we need to do the clap again.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I'm editing this in.
Please don't.
Good stuff, mate.
Keep it
Alright.
rolling.
Yo, it's your boy Aryan, and we're back with KTMX podcast episode 7. I'm here with Param, Aayush the One, and Nick Shalaby.
Hey.
How y'all going?
Great.
Great. Fantastic.
Some of you may recognize Aayush. He's in fact been on another video of Aryan's.
Yes.
And the
Pretty
Q&A.
popular video, actually.
Pretty popular.
Pretty
popular.
popular. Pretty cringe. No. But it was good. Good fun.
How's Perth right now, my G?
Perth is the best place to be right now. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
all the
I
COVID.
doubt that.
As much of like
1,500 cases, bro.
like it's
You don't have 1,500 here.
like I don't know. It's still quite like isolated and there's not much to do. But I don't know.
I
Like
think that's just Perth.
I'm pretty happy to just be able to go to uni like at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to rub it in, okay? It's okay.
Not the flex, but yeah. Yeah.
I still remember. I used to landed in Perth, and he sent me a video of the CBD.
Yeah.
It's completely empty. It's
a busy day today.
Pretty locked
And
out.
that was a busy day,
Pretty
bro.
locked out. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a busy day, and there's one person walking past.
Dude, it's like 8 p.m. and it's just silent. There's like no one out. I don't know.
Bro, it's time to go to sleep, bro. 8 p.m. is bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a quiet life.
Oi.
Retirement.
So have you been living on campus?
Yeah, living on campus. Yeah.
How's that been?
It's been good, honestly. Like at first, like obviously when I first like moved to Perth, I was like, oh, I don't know, living on campus might be better to get my own flat. But it's just the convenience, first of all. Like uni's like so close and it's just easy just to walk like 10-15 minutes. Plus like a lot of the like I guess fees, like furniture and stuff and like gas and water you don't have to pay for. And like just the like social aspect of it. Like you meet so many new people and you're living with other people. I feel like I can't live by myself. I'd just get bored or like really lonely. So definitely like I think the biggest part of it is just you get to meet so many different people, especially that outside of your degree as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like for me at least, even when we were not in lockdown, like finding those opportunities to meet people outside of your degree are pretty difficult, especially in like our degrees run on a different timetable to the rest of the uni.
Yeah.
So when we're in holidays, everyone else is about to do exams and
Yeah.
so it's
yeah.
I find that like I could do a lot more by going and joining societies and stuff, but that is something that I found difficult. I don't know what the other lads think.
No, yeah, for sure. That is pretty much the experience.
Param zoned out. Param zoned the fuck out, bro.
Bro, it's been like 2 minutes.
I was fixing my camera. Alright, did it take over?
Yeah, sure.
Oh man.
Dude, lockdown, I feel is like a balance. Depending on the day, you can be like hella productive because you don't have to travel for like.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
We're not talking about lockdown.
It's talking about meeting people outside of your degree.
I was getting there,
Yeah,
dude.
there
I
you
was
went.
getting there.
You're getting there. You're
Alright,
getting there.
lick
Give
it.
him time.
I was just testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
Shut
you
up,
can't
bro,
stay
bro.
awake in the podcast, how's anyone else gonna watch it?
No,
it's
it's getting close to his bedtime. That's why.
Shut up, Param. All right.
Fair enough.
It's
Something
getting
like-
close
it's
to
9
waking
PM.
up soon, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a bit tired. I
You're
just
a bit
woke up.
tired. No, so what I was saying is like depending on the day, right? You have like the benefits of staying at home because you save 2 hours of travel time. You can study, and it's just hella productive. But on the other end, you don't get that social aspect at all. Because there's no one to interact with at all. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Student link, what we're talking about, mate.
What? It's talking about meeting people,
Meeting
bro.
people
No,
outside your...
meeting people
You're just
outside your
out here to
degree.
get me.
How-
I see how it is.
Have
You're
you
just out
found
here
it?
to get the best
No,
host.
answer
bro.
the question. Answer the question.
You don't know the
Freaking
answers,
question.
Sway. You don't know the answers.
Okay, Aryan,
to be
Aryan,
fair,
I feel like,
Aryan-
I don't know, maybe you can confirm, but I guess
Yeah,
with like
okay.
your degrees, right, since you're doing a lot of different units, like, do you feel
Yeah.
like you do a unit and then like, or you're in a particular class or a particular shoot and then you meet new people, but then I guess when you do a different unit or like a different semester, you don't see those people again? Is that how it is? Or is
Yeah,
it?
basically. I mean, you have now in my first term of comp sci, I didn't know anyone. Now I know a few people who are doing the same units at the same time. So like the network is like growing a little bit more.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people on campus though through the actual tutorials,
Yeah.
being in person. And then the best thing is like, oh, like we just studied this. Do you want to go to the library and just like study a bit more?
Yeah.
And then you can like just have casual talks and like create a friendship from that.
Yeah.
So I think in that essence, it's more important to be face to face.
Mm.
So if that was your question, Shalaby.
I'm proud of you. You
Thank
did
you,
it.
man.
You got
Thank
there. You got there. Bring it in. Bring it in.
Bro, what's your take on it?
My take is that so pretty much I've just been online pretty much the entire time I've been at uni.
Yeah.
But when I was in person, I was always with at least like 4 or 5 friends in each class.
Yeah.
So branching out was always something I didn't really do
Mm.
because I was always like within a circle of people and who I could talk to.
See, I definitely.
I think that's-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No, you go, you go.
Now you go.
No, you go.
You're the guest. Come on.
Alright,
I
alright.
guess, man.
Like I feel like moving to Perth, I feel like coming here kind of forces me to sort of interact with new people because it's
Yeah.
sort of the concept of like low social optionality where you don't have much options to sort of talk to people because you don't know anyone there. So I feel like when you're in those sort of situations, you sort of meet like I guess new people. You're forced to interact with new people, and I feel like that just helps you grow in general.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was in Sydney, I feel like I probably would have just like stayed.
Chill
Yeah,
with
like
the boys.
I obviously have the boys as well, but like
Yeah.
I would be less forced to sort of branch out and maybe make
Yeah.
new mates in like whatever degree I was doing.
Do you feel that over the last 2 years you've grown socially?
I feel like I have slightly. Like obviously the first semester was full COVID and I was in Sydney, so
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Just before. Is it just me or is like audio like there's like some scratching noise? Or is that just
There is some
It
static,
was a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a little bit.
but I'm
like
not sure
every
who's
now
coming
and
from.
is it me?
maybe? Is it? What's your left hand doing?
Hands up. Right, is that better?
I think someone might be scratching something and that's coming through.
No, I
That's
think
what
it's just
have.
static. I think it's just static from someone's microphone.
Ah, okay. Well, right. well,
Regardless, we'll soldier on.
Yeah. We'll soldier on. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
if it
I
keeps
just wanna
happening,
know.
let me know and I'll.
Oh, it
Okay.
happened.
Oh, it just happened.
Yeah.
It's you.
Okay, I will.
It's Aayush. It's
Let me
Aayush.
have a look.
We can cut this part out, so it's no stress.
I'll change to my MacBook
everything goes in.
microphone.
And Param, why are you smiling, bro? Oh, also don't keep
I'll
both
definitely cut
details
it
in.
out.
Seriously, don't
I'll
keep both-
definitely. I'll cut it out. Don't worry
On my
about it.
Mac,
You don't have to
my
stress.
MacBook microphone.
Okay. Hopefully that should be
Alright.
chill.
Okay, we'll see how it goes then.
Okay, bet.
Okay, what were you
Cool.
saying?
Meeting people, you're forced to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and growing
Over
socially.
the last 2 years, yeah. So I feel like that first sem in 2020 was like, it's just, I just don't even count it because I was just at home.
Yeah.
Didn't even, you know. I feel like it's more over the past year. I feel like when I moved in, obviously you guys know, but basically like all the guys I live with are from Sydney as well.
Yeah.
Obviously you got Harry, he's from my school, and like that's just like obviously because you know them, you're sort of similar, so it's quite easy to sort of I guess get close and like build that relationship. So I feel like
Yeah.
the first sem, which I was actually living in Perth, which was the second semester of 2020, I didn't really branch out because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
these guys, I don't really.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
once it was sort of like contradicting. It's like I've come to Perth, I should be meeting new people. I just kind of stayed in this sort of circle.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely at the beginning of this year, I had that kind of different mindset. I was like, I want to sort of branch out and meet new people. And I, like everyone in the flat also agreed. We're like, we sort of I interact with people, especially non-med people. I feel like it's just a different perspective, and I feel like it's just more fun to interact with people doing different.
Yeah, for sure. Keeps it interesting and it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. And we got a new flatmate as well at the beginning of this year, so that was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Doing like mining engineering or something, just completely different.
Something different, something different to chat about,
Like,
which is cool.
In terms of growth, I'd probably say the main thing I learned was like everyone just has different perspectives, different priorities, different just life experiences. Whereas
Just everyone's different person.
yeah, I feel like everyone just sort of is very similar, which is in a way good because you get to bond over a lot of things. But like, I feel like meeting with different people is a lot better.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? Alright. Why are you laughing? What I said was very valid.
Men's just went on a fantastic, like, gave us some gems.
Yeah, apologies.
And you guys are just out here making us look foolish.
Apologies. I know. Speaking of maturing, right? Yeah. How did you tackle moving out and living by yourself without your parents?
Honestly, I didn't really tackle it that well. I'll be honest. Like in the first whole semester, I was just fully in Perth because especially like COVID was happening was all last year, and it was hard. Honestly, like I didn't really know how to like structure my days. I'd be sleeping really really late, and it honestly just felt like an extended camp where you're like out with mates and you can really do whatever you want. So it was pretty tough, and like to like cook every day and do a lot of things. I feel like I just sort of abandoned a lot of those responsibilities because I wasn't really used to it. But obviously it's a process. So over time, I definitely just got used to it and sort of like, there's a lot of reflection that occurs with it as well.
For me, like looking at your character now compared to like when you were, in North Sydney, I think you've grown a lot. I feel like you've matured a lot, and that's probably because of like having to be more independent by yourself.
Yeah, I feel like it does mature. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and like to like it's like such opposites, like from living like with your parents and like you lived always so close to school, right? And like it was like really like tight, like tight friend group. Everything's almost so structured, and now in Perth, it's like it would have been like a huge flip, living like somewhere like just across the Australia. But like the vibe with like just chilling with friends, like of course you have that part where you're like saying it was an extended camp, but like surely the vibe is like really cool. Just like you're surrounded by people that are studying the same stuff as you, and like your mates are always there just to chill with. I think that's like is that like what's your thoughts on that?
I think personally I've been pretty lucky and privileged to have these guys who are like obviously from Sydney, so that's a lot of like things we can relate to. And it's sort of like this common experience that we're all moving to Perth and same degree as well, which is like pretty rare. Like it's quite very, very lucky. Like I don't know how I would have been if I was living with other people. And I would have been a whole different experience. But I definitely feel like, because when you're sort of going through the same thing, it's easy to like help each other out and obviously studying the same thing as well. So like that just makes it even better. So I definitely feel like in terms of, I guess sort of adapting to Perth, it's been really good to have these guys here. Because they're like even Harry, like he's from the same school. Like we can obviously relate and like talk about a lot of things that were in high school as well. So I think that's just like just like my own personal experience. Not one experiences are like that.
For sure,
But 100%, it's such a chill vibe.
And like we've been seeing, we saw like a little sneak peek of like what Perth is like. Your video. So for those who don't know, Aayush put like a video out with just like lockdown sort of vibes and what's happening, and like in fact like I enjoyed, like even though it was like like there's like cut up videos and just like not a lot of context, I enjoyed that video a lot because kind of like how you were telling me before, like you miss like what's happening in Sydney and like what the boys are up to in the day-to-days. I have that same feeling about like what you're doing in Perth, and like we hear all these stories.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think like especially your videos, the way it's structured, or the way and the way you've edited it and whatever, it's very much like we're getting an intimate peek into your kind of like what's going on in Perth.
Yeah,
Exactly as
yeah,
Aryan was saying, and that's
Yeah.
really cool to see. And it doesn't look like you're making the video for everyone
Yeah.
to see.
Mhm.
It looks like you're making the video for your own memories.
Yeah, yeah.
That has a really like nice quality to it. That is like really, if, as a viewer, it makes it feel so much more genuine and
Yeah.
like interesting as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really great.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of Aryan's videos, like just watching them really just, I guess, inspired me to make this. Because like, I don't know, it just,
Good
it's
to
really, it's like, as you said, it's really fun to see like what your mates are doing, especially like when you're living in a different city and you don't really know as well.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like I just feel like, I don't know, making it was just like a fun, it's just fun to do. It's just like
Yeah.
obviously looking back as I can watch it as like a memory sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know, like just the whole creative process is fun.
I reckon the lack of context makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Like just the random ass videos where like you guys are doing dumb shit. It's just it's funny to watch because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we
Like
don't
you
even
said,
know what's
yeah.
going on. I'll be honest.
Yeah. But yeah,
So-
dude, like, what's happening, bro? When's the next video coming then?
Yeah. I don't know. whenever I'm bothered, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Wait, so are you on holidays right now?
No.
Okay, so you're in uni, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Right, Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, whenever I really get time, to be honest. Like I do have a lot of
Yeah.
time. A lot of it just I don't know where it goes. It's just
Yeah.
making the content, you know, not
Yeah.
not editing it and filming it, but just making that
Yeah.
content, making those
Just
memories.
enjoying, making the memories.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making the memories.
100%.
You
Yeah.
gotta put time into that as well.
I'm really
Yeah.
glad to come back to Sydney and just make a lot of
Dude,
Yeah.
when Aayush comes back to Sydney, we're
It's gonna be
filming
wild.
every
Yeah.
fucking day, bro. We're doing everything. We're doing everything. City, home,
Oh,
city. Go to Param's for a bit.
yeah. You're like ride
come back.
bikes, man.
I don't think you'll be coming to mine, mate.
Mate,
Mine's
I'll
a
be
little
coming
bit
to yours
far.
if I need to come to yours. Alright?
Okay, alright.
You're not
Apologies.
deciding that.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah,
Apologies.
it's okay.
Apologies.
Accept it, forgive it.
Yeah.
Wait, Aish, quick question.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, do you have any, like, thoughts about, like, what content you want to make on your channel going down the line?
Not really, to be honest. Like I guess right now it was just sort of because I knew I had a lot of videos I just randomly shot like throughout the whole past year, and I wanted to sort of compile them because I know a lot of them they get lost in terms of like a bunch of different photos and stuff, and it takes like hours and hours looking back and stuff. So I thought if I just compile all like sort of like the funny ones at least, like so that's what I kind of wanted to do. But in terms of like where like I see the channel going, not really. There's not really much direction, but I'm hoping to sort of like as I make more stuff and get more ideas, like it sort of just figure it out as you go.
Yeah. Test
So
all
right
the-
now it's
like,
more
test the water.
right now it's more personal for yourself. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even
I mean,
on
I
the podcast as well, like I feel like just like it doesn't even have to be on my channel. I'm like happy to do this and discuss and stuff. And I feel like
Yeah.
with your one, it's becoming more like you are some entertainment plus you want to just educate and like I guess send a good message. I feel like it's really good as well.
Yeah. Just all like a balance.
Yeah, so anything positive
like
really is just like
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Hmm. I've got a question for you, Aayush.
Yeah.
What's I mean maybe it hasn't had much going on because of COVID, but is there any wild college stories or college party stories or anything like that?
I mean you guys know when I like almost burnt down the flat, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, you know?
Yeah. You don't
I
know?
don't think so.
Okay.
Tell me.
It was like
Alright.
it was like last year, right?
What?
And so we had like an assignment due like that day, and I had to sort of I hadn't really done it, so I was doing it was like a group project sort of thing, and I was
Yeah.
doing it, and then I was like, all right, I need to like cook some food because I was feeling a bit hungry. So I got my pan, and then like I have some like frozen rotis that I need to just like warm up in the pan. So I put it on high heat and just chucked on the pan, warmed up some food in the micro. Then went back to my room, and just continued doing my assignment, and forgot about the the pan on the stove. And
That
like,
flow state is dangerous.
yeah,
It's dangerous, bro. It's dangerous with
And,
these
like,
med students.
a week ago we had like a fire drill, right? And like it happened at 7 a.m. and I was like so annoyed because it's like a really, really loud alarm, right? So that same alarm I heard obviously when I was doing my assignment. I was like, oh my god, who is this person who started this fire? Why is there like a fire drill? I was like so angry, right? I open my door and I just see smoke in the entire flat, right? And I see smoke like there's a door that goes into the kitchen. There's smoke coming out, like
Yeah.
black,
Oh, from underneath.
yeah, like dark smoke.
Oh
I
my
open the
God.
door, like I can
Yeah.
barely see anything, and I see
Holy
Harry
shit.
like picking up my pan and putting it in the sink, and like
Yeah.
and he put it in the sink, and I think like there was something plastic in the sink which like just melted, just
Chopping
completely
board.
melted.
Jeez.
Yeah, like chopping board or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like it was just like evacuate now, and
Yeah.
so the policy at like on campus accommodation is that there'll be a 2-minute like pre-warning sort of thing that if you got to get rid of the smoke, otherwise it's gonna do the evacuate thing and it's gonna call the fire and rescue. So
Right.
obviously I was in my room, so I didn't hear the 2-minute pre-warning.
Oh my God.
So the residential advisor, like the RA, like on shift, he came in, he's like, yeah guys, so the fire and rescue's coming. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh God.
So yeah, it was just like nothing was on fire, but it was just a lot of smoke.
Smoke.
And
Did you guys get fined or anything?
yeah, it's like not a fine, but it's like a government, like it's a call out fee for the fire and
For the truck.
so it was like
Yeah.
$900.
Eesh,
Oh
that
my
hurts.
God.
That hurts.
Yeah. So
Big.
I sent a photo. I remember sending a photo to Param, and the roti was like
Yeah.
just black, and he was like,
It was black.
it was like the
It was
most
black.
expensive roti in the world.
We'll insert the picture.
So
Oh.
I guess
That was not the
Dude,
type of story I was expecting, I'll be honest.
yeah. I mean, other than that, there hasn't anything been like too wild. Like I guess like
Yeah.
there's been like a bunch of parties and there's people like throw up,
Yeah.
but that's just kind of like normal
Yeah.
now. To be honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of food, I'm actually fasting today. I don't know if you know Yasha.
Oh
Is he doing
yeah.
it as
Is
well?
that for the 8-day thing, right?
8-day thing? Yeah, it's called Peryushan, right? In like Jain religion, right? Essentially, you just do whatever to your ability slash like whatever you desire. Like you like do like some sort of like fasting sort of thing, right? So like most people do like you don't eat like after sunrise you only eat between sunrise sunset, and then some people do like no food for like 24 hours 48 hours, that sort of thing as well, or like only eating one meal a day. So I'm doing 24 hours, so like last night to
Damn.
tomorrow morning.
How are you going? Is it?
I'm so fucking hungry, bro. I'm so hungry,
Yeah.
dude.
Gavindu just looks at you and laughs.
Yeah, dude.
How did,
I make
how did
Gevindu-
you eat for not
did-
like 5 days?
He did, yeah, did he, what was it, 5 days?
Yeah.
5 days,
5
nothing.
5 days.
Yeah.
I remember when he went to play basketball with us and he's like literally almost fainted.
Yeah, he
because
was just
Yeah.
like,
he was gone.
Yeah.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
It's crazy.
Well,
Dude,
he
But
was-
he's huge. But he's huge as well.
No, it was.
like-
It's not
It's
like
one
he does
time,
it
it's
every
one
day,
time.
bro. It was
I
one
know,
time in
I
year
know,
12.
but still, he's still huge. Like it's incredible. No, his eating
has-
habits are not good. His eating habits are not.
No,
good.
they're
That's what I'm
really
saying.
good, bro. His
They
eating
are?
habits are really good, dude. He is.
I just know
like,
every
bro.
time we go to his
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
there's a mad feast and it's
Yeah.
and I
No,
love
dude,
it.
he eats like a lot of dal, a lot of like fish, like
A lot of
just
protein.
just pan fried fish. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't like
right.
spicing up, add a lot of oil, butter, anything. Just straight, tuna, chicken, like the healthy stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's how he stays fit. Like, well, I was like, oh yeah, dude, sometimes, oh yeah, like me personally, like, oh yeah, I do some like kind of crazy stuff, and then I'm like, but when you put it into perspective to Gevindu, it's literally shit all. Like,
Yeah.
if I go for like a 10K run, kind of mad, right? But then Gevindu will run like 26 kilometers.
Yeah.
And this is like a man who
Yeah.
doesn't do any training. It's not like he's like
No,
Yeah.
a
no.
professional runner. He'll just
Yeah.
on pure willpower. He just
Yeah.
runs.
He'll just
Like-
run 26 kilometers. Like, he'll wake up in the morning and decide to start running. He might not even decide he'll run that number. He just ends up running that number. I don't even know if he, like, checks his kilometers while he's running. I think he just runs.
No, but the craziest stuff. Remember last year when we did like our step 10 challenge against
Yeah.
amongst our group. So we all like we were just trying to see who could run the most in September, basically, right? Just for a fitness challenge that Aryan suggested. And I think you put money down, right? So you'd pay
Yeah.
$1,000 to whoever won,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And Gevindu, there were times where he would just like run from his house to Epping, and so that's like I think that's like a 40-minute run or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
then-
8Ks or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then he would and then he'd play basketball, and then he'd run back. So we'd
Yeah.
play basketball
Yeah.
for like 4 hours or something, on and
Yeah.
off, like taking breaks and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
In the
And
park,
just
and
run
then
back.
he'd run back, and then other times he's like running in the middle of the night, and he's running
Yeah.
through like. He's
Bush.
not like running on like roads and
Yeah.
stuff. He's running through
Yeah.
bush
Like
track,
a bush trail, yeah.
and it's like It's like
At
the most
night as well.
unsafe.
And it's like a 16-kilometer circuit, and we'll
Yeah.
just go for that quick run at night.
And like bush tracks, they're not like flat ground.
No,
It's like
no,
you're
no.
going upstairs. There's like rocks in the ground and like uneven footing, and you're gonna roll your ankle or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know how he
But
did
nah,
that.
he just sends it. Bro.
And
He's
he's
crazy.
pretty athletic. Like even in high school, he would
No,
do
he's
swimming
really
and stuff,
athletic,
and he
yeah.
was like really good. Being
Swimming as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
mad.
Mad.
Yeah, it's that willpower though. That's his main
Straight
like.
willpower.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah. We'll have to get him on.
I wanted to talk about the fasting because it was just kind of like this is like two ideas behind it, right? Like obviously like my parents are doing it for like the more religious reasons, and I decided to join in, but I wanted to derive a more like I guess foundational core concept that like someone like me who's not really religious, I just do it, you know, like with support, right? Support everyone.
Yeah.
But I was reading about it and I was like, yeah, like dude, there's like there's like two reasons. Like one is like self-control and discipline, right? Being like today was so hard just to be disciplined enough to not eat. And like if Gevindu can do it for 5 days, normal people can do it for like not like normal people mean like all of us can eat like not eat for like extended periods of time, right? And then the second thing was gratitude as well. And that was like, you know, like tomorrow that's when it will come in, when I'm like finally get to eat. So I think those two is like, you know, it's good every now and then. It doesn't have to be food, it doesn't have to be religious, it doesn't have to be anything in particular, but depriving yourself of like something that you think you like a lot or you use a lot, and then, you know, one day 24 hours and then the next day, you know, or just you have a greater like social, like greater awareness, sorry,
Delaying the gratification.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like, and this thing is going for 8 days, right? So I was thinking, you know, like I don't want to do the food thing every day.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, what's some other stuff that I could do? Maybe some more like contemporary, modern sort of things that maybe I might be a little bit, you know, addicted to, like listening music, for example. So I was gonna be like, maybe I'll try and not listen to music for like 24, 48 hours, something like that. Maybe a week, right? Depending on how I go. Or you
That
know,
would
there's always
suck.
this social media. I know it
Yeah.
sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does suck. Yeah.
I'm glad we filmed CLB and Donda reactions already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll be ever seeing
Released.
the light of the internet,
Yeah.
but
Because of copyright. But
Maybe on
everyone else-
like a Patreon or like a second.
nah, I've been downloading your video for like a solid hour, and
Yeah.
it's just told me failed network error.
Beautiful,
It's
fantastic.
a 10
Love that.
gigabyte video. And
Our editors are very professional.
your face,
KTMX podcast.
your face is just on my screen. It's been on my screen for about 2 or 3
It's a
hours.
bit tiff, bro. It's a bit of a when moment. Where, like, you know,
I'll show
It's
it.
alright.
I have
I'm
that
brightening
face,
up
dude. I have that
Param's.
face,
I'm
bro.
brightening up Param's life. Let him
Yeah.
speak, bro. Let him
Yeah.
My face is making his life better.
okay, sharing that happiness, that joy.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. That's what I'm all about.
beautiful.
When I'm happy, I make everyone else happy.
Also, if you hear the audio quality right now, it might have been up a little bit better.
And why is that?
The boys got mics.
The boy got Mike,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Actually,
Bro.
oh yeah, Shalaby, I was gonna surprise you on Wednesday, but you're getting a mic as well.
but I already bought a mic.
Nah, it's right. You can just return that.
You got 2 now. You got 2.
You got 2.
My G, that's crazy. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was like two things. I wanted to like kind of show my appreciation. You know, like you guys have been working hard, and like it's kind of like, you know.
But we love it,
something-
bro. It's
something
not.
like-
It's
something like a
it's not
certain-
working hard if we love it, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
appreciate it.
And then
Thank you, bro.
yeah, no worries. And another thing was like also for like the fans who are watching, I think they deserve like, you know, they
The best
get
quality.
the full experience, you know.
Mm.
And yeah, so I thought
We'll be better once we're in person. We'll
Yeah,
be much
100%.
better.
When we're in person, it's gonna be great. But we don't, you know, I don't want to think from that perspective like, oh, it will always get better in person. If this is
Yeah,
the new
yeah.
norm, then we'll
Yeah,
try
yeah,
and
for
thrive at our
For sure.
peak
Yeah.
during this time.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah. So if there's
Yeah.
anything you guys think we can improve upon, just write a comment in the description. Let us know.
Yeah.
Any
Or
feedback is
send
good
any
feedback.
of us DMs if you're friends with us. Send us a message, and we get a lot of feedback, and we try to implement it. You know, it's a constant process as well.
Mm.
And like something that we're trying to look into, and if anyone out there is interested to come onto the podcast, we really want more people to come and just share their thoughts, share a few laughs with us, and you
Yeah.
know,
If you have
whatever-
projects you're doing or anything like that, yeah,
Exactly.
come with something to say and hang out with us, and it'll be a great time.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyways,
Let-
back onto Aayush.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I had a question. I
Yeah.
mean, we can get a bit of a segue into Aayush. So Tim Zhang, good friend of ours, actually had and actually he dropped a pretty
baller
nice,
episode.
pretty nice comment on
On the last episode, right?
as
On
well.
episode 6.
Yeah.
Oh, the
it was a good
comment?
point.
So
It was.
we were
yeah,
talking
sorry.
about like this woman escaping North Korea in our last podcast,
Mm.
and like how she went through all these like struggles to get
Trials
there.
and tribulations.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing, and like the strength of humanity and that kind of thing. And then Tim made a comment just saying, because we were also comparing it to lockdown and how compared to that, lockdown is like nothing, right?
Yeah.
But Tim made a very good point that like just because we don't have to go through such like severe struggles like she would have had to, that shouldn't invalidate everyone else's own struggles. And so everyone will cope with things in different ways, and just don't go so hard on yourself as well just because someone else is struggling more. But yeah,
100%.
like I was not as articulate in saying Tim's point as he was.
Yeah,
so go back to that video and read
Yeah.
the comment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really, really good point. Just wanted to highlight that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tim Zhang, great guy. Great person in general.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Shout out Tim Zhang.
Yeah,
We love you. We love you.
Basically, we were just in a call and I was like, yeah, you got any questions for Aayush? And he was like, yeah, so basically wondering, how does Aayush grow his beard? Because,
Unfortunately, it's gone now. But
Man is
Why did you
renowned.
shave it? Why
I
did
feel
you
like
shave it?
Aayush
we'll put a
and Nick
picture.
Dodd-
We need to put a
Aayush
picture.
and Nick Dodd,
Yeah.
renowned for the beard.
Yeah.
And Aayush had that little thing going a while back.
It was one of the most beautiful beards I've ever
Bro,
seen.
I
I'm not
look
gonna
like-
lie.
pretty crazy, bro.
It was so amazing.
Like I was like 40 years old. Like it was.
Oh, I remember.
Okay.
I aspire to look like that.
Aayush, you should tell them about what the barber asked you.
What? Like in terms of
About what the barber.
the what number?
No, he was about your family.
Oh yeah, he was like you got any kids or something? I was like, bro, I'm 19, and I was younger than him. He was 21. I was like, what do you mean? I do have kids, bro. I'm still in uni.
Oof. No, but women like the older look.
Yeah, dude,
So-
maturity in that.
Bro,
Financial
I'm
stability.
not even 20 yet. Like I need to keep the youth look going.
The youth. Is it cool to be like to have like that ability like to act two different ages?
I don't know. I really haven't given it much thought.
Do
I
people treat you differently?
How people view you
How
differently?
do you-
I don't think I feel like they might like I guess in terms of a first impression they might have a different sort of like perspective. Like I have a beard and I'm looking older. Obviously when you see someone older you think of them as different if they're a lot younger, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I guess I haven't really seen any difference
Yeah.
per se in terms of like the interaction that I had. But like I don't know, I think the problem was, right? Like growing it is fine, but I don't have a trimmer. So it just ends up just growing really, really like long.
Yeah.
And I was looking at photos, right, when I had a beard. And like I look like a completely different person. Like I don't know, I just started looking depressed.
Were you depressed?
I wasn't depressed, but I don't know.
He was weighed down.
good to know.
He was
Good
weighed
to
down
know.
by the beard.
He was weighed down.
by the
the
He
beard.
was carrying a lot.
Way down, but
Yeah.
it's carrying on.
Yeah.
The trials and tribulations. That's
Trials and
Tribulations, yeah.
Bro, you're unique, bro. You're
I mean-
unique.
I mean,
No cliches with Param.
No cliche. It's not a
Alright,
character.
enough. Let him speak. Alright. Oh my god.
Sorry.
I mean,
Sorry,
all of you
sir.
grow pretty decent beards, I'd say.
No.
Cheers, man.
Like
No,
doesn't
Aryan.
be that
can't
long.
grow beard.
No. I can grow a better beard than you can. Or I
Nah,
can grow
I have
something.
more hair. I have more hair than you.
Yeah,
No,
no.
you don't, dude. I
Yes,
just
I do.
shaved, bro.
No,
Alright, stop
I
talking,
grow
stop
more hair
talking,
than you.
Stop talking.
My
Bro,
pad.
shut up, bro.
Stop
No one
talking.
cares.
Like-
It's literally a when moment, bro. It's a chat between me and Shalaby, and you think, oh,
We weren't including
I am
you.
able.
Apologies. My shit doesn't connect, but unfortunately.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't either, and mine doesn't connect at the bottom.
I feel like Aryan can rock a
But
good
Aryan-
goatee. I don't know.
That's it. All he can grow though. He can't grow on the cheeks. He can't grow anything. But all he grows is a tiny little bit around here and a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And a
yeah,
little
yeah.
mustache, like a pencil
Yeah,
mustache.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
he can grow.
All right,
It's
bro.
okay.
All right.
It looks
All right,
better than
Mr.
Yash's.
Suckin.
It looks bad. This is my, my model look. I'm getting into modeling.
Yeah. Learning from Yash and his Vogue.
Bro, Yash's Vogue.
Yash
Vogue
also grows a
portfolio.
pretty good goatee.
Yeah,
But that's
we
all
saw
he
it.
can grow.
Yeah.
It's all
just from
concentrated
here
into
to
the
here.
goatee.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Moneymaker.
Moneymaker what?
Param, come in, bro. Come in, clutch.
I've never heard that much silence on the
Param,
podcast.
you were saying it. Money makes a
Moneymaker?
glow up.
Oh, a glow up.
Money
Oh,
ma- I said money brings about a glow up, and you
That's
said
the
money
one.
maker. You said money maker.
Moneymaker.
How's that meant to draw
Bro.
that connection?
Yeah, he's sleeping, bro. Param's sleeping.
I
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, bro.
Today,
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it?
today was a good day.
Okay.
What's it?
What time?
12:30. 12:30.
Going strong.
Is that AM or PM for the viewers?
He's thinking about it.
PM.
Yeah.
Noon.
I don't know. Like, have
And
you
what's-
guys
what-
found like the sleep cycle sort of thing difficult in lockdown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I've been
sir.
sleeping sometimes like between 2 and 4,
Mm.
and then waking up at like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible, Matt.
What's your worst day? Param, what's your worst days, bro? What are your bad days?
Recently my worst is like 6 to 3 actually.
I mean, like, I can't really say.
Wait.
I've
Whoa.
literally had so many of those days before. Where it's just
No, I've seen Aayush up at like I wake up some days. I started waking up early
Yeah.
for like a period of time when we went in lockdown.
What's early? What's
So
early?
Aayush up at like I'm up at like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
Aayush is still up.
yeah.
Ayush
Yeah.
is still active
Oh
on
my
Instagram.
God.
And he's in
Oh
Perth.
my
So that
God.
means
Like
it's 6 or
sometimes
7 a.m.
I've been up at like 6 a.m. right, and like
Yeah.
Yash is up, like Gupta's up at like 8. He wakes up at 8,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
he sends me a meme, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Good morning, beautiful.
Yeah, he was like, something like that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, what's up? And then he's like, yo, why are you waking up so early? I'm like, bro, I'm about to go to sleep. And that happened like in consecutive days. But yeah, it's been
my
really
God.
bad. But I'm trying to sort of like push it back a little bit because I'm not even in lockdown and having these problems. So
Yeah.
I feel like because a lot of the days, like I just don't have uni. Like I have uni on like lots of classes on like Monday, Wednesday. Oh, sorry, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. But the other
Yeah.
days are just like completely empty. So I don't know. Like with Aryan, like I've
Yeah.
been kind of like we're trying to
Yeah,
sleep
dude.
cycle right
Like,
as well.
yeah. So like, my sleep cycle was pretty bad. It was probably like 12 to 2 going to sleep and waking up between either cutting the sleep short if you got class the next day or like sleeping until like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So then me, Aayush, and Isaac were like in a call the other day, and we're like, this is just 1 week ago, and we're like, hey, what is some stuff that we want to, slowly improve on, right?
Mm.
Something really small that we can. And I was like, like a little bit of exercise every day, like 15 minutes or something really small to start off with. And also, fixing my sleep. And I think Aayush had the same sort of thing where we had like goals to fix our sleep with.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, how'd you go with that? Like, what was the original goal and what's your progress?
I mean,
sort of?
yeah. So like obviously I wanted to, because I've been sleeping like probably like 3, 4, right, and it's kind of just varies and just stay up
Yeah.
late. And then obviously when you wake up late, you tend to
Yeah.
sleep later as well. So my goal is just like trying to bring it back, just slowly trying to get it at least hopefully to like 11 p.m. or like before 12 p.m. right, which is like ideal.
Yeah.
Like obviously it hasn't been like just keep on going up, keep
Yeah.
on improving.
Yeah.
Like some days have been really good, and then some days I've just completely screwed it up. So, but I think what's good is that like every day I would just text like Aryan or Isaac, and I'd be like, okay, I slept from 3 a.m. to 12 p.m. right, and I feel like
Yeah.
it kind of helped me keep me accountable. Like I've told them that I'm gonna try and improve my sleep, and I feel like just telling them and just being honest with them, right? Because if I lie to them, then I'm just lying to myself. So being like, you know what, I slept from here to here, and it just like makes you like think like, oh damn, I didn't do what I was gonna say. So
And it feels just a little bit
yeah,
like, oh, I let down someone.
it's a
so
bit of
you
guilt.
wanna try
It's
that.
actually quite a lot of
Yeah.
guilt. Like you feel like, oh man,
Yeah.
like I haven't fulfilled. Because I feel like a big struggle I've been is like I have a lot of goals that I want to do, but
Yeah.
I tend to be saying things that I want to do and not like fulfilling them and not acting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've had
Yeah.
this problem for like quite a while. So talking about it with other people who are also kind of experiencing the same thing and just keeping each other accountable, I think is
Yeah.
a really good way to sort of help with. And I'm nowhere near sort of like getting to where I want to be in terms of like sleeping like
Yeah.
11, waking up at 7 or something
Yeah.
like that.
I wanted to quickly just like make this a general thing
Yeah.
for everyone right now. Firstly, It's day 69 in lockdown. So also that's crazy that it's been more than like 2 months.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually crazy.
I mean, we started the podcast in lockdown, and it was into lockdown as well. It wasn't
Yeah, it
like
was into lockdown as well.
Yeah.
This is 7th episode.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Sheesh, bro. In terms of this, like, you know, if anyone's like, you know, if you want to implement the healthier habits, that's like such a great idea. You know, get your friends, like maybe 2 or 3 people, and like, you know, what does everyone want to do? And like have like some sort of, you know, a
Social
bit of,
accountability.
like, exactly, accountability, and share the wins, talk about the losses. Everyone's like on the same page, you know. And I think doing that with your friends, this is like a nice way to, you know, if you wanted to get into a better habit, better healthy sort of cycle, that's a good way to go about it.
It's definitely
We're very lucky that like everyone's really supportive as well, like in our group.
Yeah.
So
100%.
like anything like this, it's really easy to kind of get done and like
Yeah.
feel like it's okay, and
Yeah.
not beat yourself too much when you do stuff up, like an appropriate amount so that you can get back onto track,
Yeah.
but not like that it's soul crushing kind of thing.
Yeah, like
I
bring
was-
it back to like what like Tim was saying, right? Like obviously other people are gonna have like problems that might seem bigger than what you have right now, but that doesn't sort of it shouldn't invalidate like what you're going
Your own.
because
Yeah.
like I don't know if you guys saw that statistic. It was like the rise in like mental health problems and like depression, especially among the youth in lockdown, like increased a lot like, because of lockdown. But even like before that was extremely high
Very
to begin with,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like it's not like you can't really take, you know, COVID and sort of all this like social isolation. You can't really take it lightly because it has been having a big impact. So like, and like, I feel like I think personally, I'm pretty lucky to have such a close group in Sydney as well in Perth, and just like you can just talk about it with anyone. So I feel like it's very important to, you know, find people to sort of talk with, because I feel like that's the biggest thing you can do.
Yeah, I think another thing to realize is that we've kind of matured a bit more now. We're a bit grown up with, you know, edging onto the 20s, and like I think like maturity wise we're coming out of that youth stage and thinking more proactively with like a, you know, a growth mindset sort of thing. Like whenever I'm doing something, how can I grow out of it, whether it be lockdown in my current situation, how can I maximize it even if I won't be able to. We're thinking about those sort of positives, and of course we have like this really strong network around us, and not everybody has that. And a lot of people who are younger, like for example, I see my brother who's much younger, and like, you know, he's not interacting like we do, right? We have like our Zoom calls, we have our podcasts, you know, we get on Discord, we chat, we have a group chat going, and like normally his entire school day will be fully packed with meeting people, talking, being forced to talk, and getting that, you know, that social, your daily social interactions, right? But when you're on online school and you can just switch off your video and just do whatever you want to do, you can see that even if no one's actively putting out there that someone's feeling like that, you can see how they've changed in their behaviors and how they might feel. So I think that it's really hard for like the younger kids, you know, maybe not primary school, but like from high school, that entire gap with social media, but not really face to face.
Also, I think another like really important thing to note there is like, you know, in those teenage years, it's very much your formative years, right? And you're changing a lot, as in like from physically, but also like mentally, you're trying to find your place in the world and that kind of thing. And so it's really difficult to do that when like your social contact is like taken away a lot, right? Because these are the kind of years where you're really developing those good connections with people and solid foundations for friendships that will hopefully last you a lot longer, right? But you're missing out on that. And so I think, you know, and also you're never taught, or at least I don't feel like we were properly taught in high school how to take care of your mental health. And so just by the luck of having such a good group of friends, we've been able to do a relatively good job at that. But I feel like it's a gap that definitely needs to be filled. And although I feel that they try to do that, the ways and programs that a lot of, you know, education, like as in schools, institutions, and that university, even the way they do it, it's like a really formulaic and not very personal way.
It's
just
very
really
clinical.
Yeah, and it's really hard,
and which makes it worse even for people with mental health issues, because it's daunting to even approach people that they know can help them, and even if they do, there's no guarantee that they will be able to help them because they have a one size fits all solution for everyone, and that's quite a big issue for someone that has like mental health issues that are not like to the norm. A lot of people are different, which is what I'm trying to say. It does make it daunting.
And I think that it's not just important for people who have pre-existing mental health issues, but it's also like keeping yourself, like your mental good, because we always talk about physical health. Oh, I need to get more fit, blah blah blah. I need to go exercise. And it's really obvious and easy on how you can improve that. But improving your mental health is something that's a lot more abstract and personal. And so you really, I think it would be really helpful if there's a way that in schools or just in the culture of schools and in education, it's talking more about resilience and different techniques and just encouraging young people to find their own methods of coping and their own outlets for when things get difficult.
Well, like, what do you think? I sorry to cut you off, but like, I get like when obviously in lockdown, right, and you don't have that sort of social interaction, whereas normally you would, and obviously interacting with your mates and stuff can obviously help you with your mental health. What are your thoughts on like social media as like a, I guess, substitute for that? Like social media,
social
like
media.
Messenger or like Facebook and stuff in terms of.
I personally think like there's a lot of problems with social media as far as like I think we've maybe talked about it before, as in it's very much an image created by a specific person and it shows your highlights, it doesn't show the full picture and all that kind of thing. And so the traditional social media like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff, less useful in my opinion for like creating what I'm talking about, like that or that sense of community and that social engagement. But even Zooms, Discord, that kind of thing, if you can do it in, if I don't know if teachers or someone, or I don't know who would be responsible to do it, but if there's small groups of students that are able to be put in like a Zoom together just to initiate that social interaction, it doesn't have to be something like structured. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just encourage people to like connect.
No, for sure. Pick up the phone, call your friend, go for a walk while you're doing that. Get the fresh air, get some exercise. I think keeping your room clean, and what is like the purpose of like school? Why are you learning what you're learning? There's like so many things that we can do to keep ourselves grounded. Oh shit. And one question that I had for Aayush, you know how you're independent, and
I'm trying to be.
Like you've had like trouble with sleeps, for example. Like how does it make it feel? Is it disorientating? Like how do you go throughout the entire day, like that sort of way?
So like,
are you poorly worded that?
So what I understood was, so you're asking like, is it disorientating that like I'm independent, so it's like hard to, I don't know, like.
So you know that everything you do is gonna be directly impacting your life. So choosing to get that extra hour of sleep will mean an extra hour less doing something more productive. And
also not having someone behind you always like looking over just to make sure you're on the right track.
I think it's the biggest part of maturing actually, is realizing that
self-reliance,
control. We have to be in control of our own lives, and our parents aren't going to be around forever to do that for us.
I definitely feel like that's something I've struggled with, because obviously when you're at home and your parents are there, or there's people like they'll be like, oh yeah, why aren't you doing some work, or why aren't you doing this? Why are you just wasting time? And I feel like obviously now that sort of has to be in the back of my mind, just saying to myself like, all right, I got to do this. I feel like that just, it's literally, as you said before, Aryan, with the fasting, it's about discipline, and it's about sort of like gaining that, and that's not something that sort of comes instantly. I definitely am not disciplined at all. I wouldn't say that. But I'm trying to be, and I feel like that's the most important thing. As long as you're trying to sort of improve yourself, like you said, growth mindset, right? So it's not about like, I need to be perfect tomorrow. It's about like the sort of process. So like I definitely feel like I've felt that moving away from home has definitely, like as you said, Param, like felt like I'm more in control of my life somewhat. Like I don't need to, like I feel like I can really do anything I want, which has its positives and negatives. So I feel like it's positive because I feel like the fact that to think that you can do anything that you want to do is quite a good outlook on life, because you should be able to stop you. Nothing's impossible. But then on the other hand, it's like all right, I can do anything I want. What do I want to do right now? Oh, watch YouTube or like play.
Yeah.
For that instant gratification thing.
Yeah.
It's also like
Yeah.
looping together. It's quite nice.
When you're
Like,
when you're living by yourself, I feel like anything you do for your instant gratification becomes immediately a guilt trip to yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let me float something by you guys. Like, I'm just curious your own opinion on it. I feel like very much having either a project that you're working on or like deciding to develop a skill, something that you're genuinely passionate about, aside from your studies and aside from like, I don't know, just any other bullshit that you have to do. Like something that you can use as an outlet, but also something that is like useful and a little bit challenging as well.
100% agree. Yeah.
Do you feel that really helps you kind of ground yourself?
Yeah.
And especially in those kind of moments where you're having to kind of be more self-reliant, and so it gives you a little bit of a base to try and build that discipline. I don't know, what do you guys reckon?
I completely agree with that.
No, a good example of this is actually when we finished HSC, and we had all this structured time before HSC. We're like, we need to study for this, we need to get this, I have physics on this date. Once that's done, I'm free, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is once you're free, right? Like there's no structure to your time.
Yeah.
And suddenly you just feel completely under the weather. I remember a weekend I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, the
I was
post-HSC
bored of-
Blues.
Yeah, I was bored of everything that brought me dopamine before.
Yeah.
And I realized that the only reason I was getting dopamine was because I was dodging responsibilities.
Yeah.
And so now that there were no responsibilities, I needed to find some
Yeah.
to make myself feel more productive.
Yeah.
And
It was like all relative, right? Like everything that you did was fun was compared to doing studying, which was not as fun.
yeah.
What's crazy is that, like, you know, I look back at that time and I can't remember a lot. Like it was a huge blur because I didn't do anything substantial or grounding or anything in particular that I could be like, aside from that road trip we went on to, because I knew that happened, right? Everything there, like what happened? Where did 3 months of holidays go?
Yeah.
So I think that was a big example of how you can go, why you need like some sort of projects, personal stuff to keep working towards, and you know, have like those little personal goals going for you that you can always look back on and feel that I was productive of my time.
I know for me the only things I remember during that time, besides the road trip and those big events, was like there was a couple of really, really good books I read that really made me like think, and like those thoughts and like putting things together like that are the only real things I remember, because it was like my brain was working. It wasn't just on autopilot consuming like random stuff.
I like literally after HSC, within 2 months, I became so like dumb. Like I actually couldn't recall anything that I remembered from HSC. My mathematical ability diminished a lot, like mental calculation, right? Anything that we were doing at that time, I think about like economics topics and I've forgotten a bunch of it. Like I don't understand basic sort of stuff. And that was just basically 2 months of not doing any revision or any studying. And like not only did my theory diminish, but my just capability, my mental capability. And on top of that, like my ability to push myself to like study for 8 hours a day, to exercise for 2 hours a day, that all decreased. It's slowly been tapering off. And now I'm back here trying to increase that skill again. That is the most beneficial thing of HSC, the push that you just had to do.
You know what? I feel like it's something that we've discussed before, me and Aryan, like the difference between like motivation and drive. It's like motivation will sort of help you on some days, but your drive's like your sort of long term. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Right? Like when you have that insight, like that's what drives you to do things every day, when sometimes maybe you don't want to, maybe you want to just chill and do something else, right? But like, I don't know, I feel like after HSC, I definitely agree, like there wasn't any, because like what was the goal?
There's no
HSC ATAR, right? That was the drive for us. That was a big drive.
It was a crazy
and after that it was just like nothing, right?
Nothing,
personally, I don't know, it's because I went to Perth in the start of 2020, but like those holidays were like really memorable for me, like in terms because we spent so much time together, like doing lots of different things, right? Even like road trip aside, like when we went to the UCID like open day and Unislabi open day and then like like Yash's birthday and stuff, like all of that was like
that's true.
I just like that was like probably like highlight of like my life, like before, right? Because just after HSC we just had like just a good time, and I feel like having that is also like really good, Because it's not always just about, on the grind, on the need to achieve this, achieve that. You need to obviously cut yourself some slack and enjoy yourself and interact with people that, like your friends and your family. But I definitely agree, like coming from high school to uni, right? Uni, it's just like, it feels like, all right, we're doing this degree, but like, and this is something I'm interested in, I want to learn about, but what's the drive? There's no it's kind of, that was probably the biggest thing for me. Like, I didn't know, like sometimes I'm thinking, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Right? Like I'm just week in, week out, just doing the work.
Just going.
I think
trying to stay on.
I think what's really important is you need to keep the end goal in mind.
Like
you need to remember that at the end, this is what I'm going to get. I'm going to become a doctor. But it's hard to implement that in your day to day.
Even then, because like, what is the end goal? Like, I know I want to be a doctor, right? Like that's why I'm doing the degree. But like I feel like there needs to be something more, like as Nick was saying, like your side projects, developing your skills. Your life's not about being a doctor, it's about, you have all these other different relations, all these other different responsibilities. I feel like in uni it's important to grow yourself in a way like outside of just your degree and outside of just studying, which is
become multifaceted.
And I feel like that's actually a positive of uni, because in high school it's all about just studying, and you don't really get to develop those other skills maybe that you want. But in uni, I feel like it's so free flowing that it's hard because we have no structure. But I guess maybe like Aryan started his YouTube channel, right? It's a creative outlet. I feel like we've discussed this before, but you've said that it's sort of just allowed you to, I guess, spend your time on something that it's actually producing something that you can look back and be like, I've created this. Exactly. And I feel like that's the biggest thing in uni. It's like you need to just find other stuff that you enjoy and want to just do, and that develop your skills in the future. But it's hard. Like
it's very hard. And I try to push almost anyone doing anything. I've talked to so many people, especially during lockdown as well, who are feeling like, I can't concentrate on uni. I find it too boring. I want to do the degree. I like the degree. I just can't find the willpower to do it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, do as much as you can. And with all your extra time, just make content, dude. Honestly, make content. It doesn't matter if people will watch or not. And it doesn't matter if it's good content or not. Just spend your time doing something where you'll feel that you fulfilled something. Because making a video, editing it, going from the first step to the last step, and finishing it and posting it in itself feels so accomplished that you will feel on the right mental wavelength. And from there, you can start to implement in other ways. Okay, I did this video, and now I'm going to clean my room. And now I'm going to go outside and exercise. Now I'm going to eat healthier. Now I'm going to study a bit longer. Now
it's
I'm
like
going to do this.
Setting a foundation for your own, I guess, self-discipline in a way, right? And I mean, I feel like self-discipline itself as a concept, it's something that like people put a little bit too much credit in, and it's like kind of this kind of thing. But it's at the end of the day, I feel like for most people, the most valuable thing, like there are some people who are just crazy and they can just go and go and go and go, like maybe Gevindu, that kind of like that type of person who can just willpower all the way, right? But for most of us mere mortals, we gotta it's more so about like removing the barriers of entry, making things like less friction in everything you're doing, and so then you're more likely to actually make that first step, or do those little things that will help you succeed, whether that be for your degree or for your side projects or just getting healthier, happier, anything in life.
It's all a chain reaction, dude, and it's all for example, last few days I've been writing down the night before, okay, what time am I going to wake up and what am I going to do each day, right? So like each hour. So I'll be like, okay, I'll wake up 9, 10 o'clock, I'll start studying, study for 45 minutes and then give myself a 30-minute break. Really, really supple, like really plenty of break, ample time, sufficient, and like it should not put me under a lot of stress. Because in the end of the day, if I fulfill that, right, then I've actually done more work than I would just sitting at the desk for 8 hours straight. And like you can see right there, that was today's one. Did not follow it at all. Woke up, did the first thing, break, and then the time started going everywhere. And you just don't follow the schedule, right? And this has been going on for 3 days. 3 days in a row, I've written this up. 3 days in a row, I've not followed it at all. But I think it's just a steady start. And if you see all these lines up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's each course, right? And each course, the black stuff is stuff that I haven't done in the first 3 weeks. That could be tutorial worksheets, practical. The red stuff is assignments. Like everything, I'm not perfect, dude. Even if I got a great ATAR, even if I'm studying something great, I put myself out here like do this to study. This is how you can stay fit in lockdown. You know, this is how people view. I'm not perfect, dude. I'm just making this content for hopefully people to just grab some points out of it. And even I'm a work in progress. We're all works in progress, right?
Also,
And
like you're presenting an idealized message, like an ideal to work towards for everyone, not and including yourself, not something you've reached.
Yeah. Like you said in the other video, like the person you put out there is a different person, and that's the person I hopefully aspire to be.
And you know,
and so,
right? Like I guess there's a person you aspire to be and you haven't achieved, right? But I feel like the day that you achieve it, I feel like it's also the day that you stop growing, really. You always want to keep learning.
Push yourself.
Yeah. Like
100%.
whatever you think you can be, I'm pretty sure you can do better than that.
Don't be narrow-minded, and like really most people, like even if your situation seems like pretty shit right now, like there's always like you don't tie your future self and your future prospects to your present shitty circumstances. Just try one step at a time and one little effort at a time to learn something new or improve your situation, your immediate situation, anything you can, just small incremental things to improve your life, and in the end you'll be so much better. Like what's that?
It'll be exponential.
Like have you seen that Sinbad video where he's Captain Sinbad video where he's like just 1% each day?
Every day.
And then as long as and as long as you're not, if you even just do slight incremental improvements every day, at least you're not declining. That's basically it. That's you're just staving off your decline, and eventually those small incremental things will lead to like great improvement.
There was a quote like, you know, if I stop now, I'll reach. Oh, dude, I butchered it. It was something like, you know, if I stop now, I'll be wishing, like my future self will be wishing. Nah, fuck it. Nah, I butchered it. Never mind.
No. There's this quote. It'd be a shame to die without knowing what we're capable of.
That's good.
That's facts.
Like another two things I want to talk about. Firstly, dip your toe in the water of lots of things, right? And once you figured out what you're kind of vibing with, drop the other stuff. Don't spread yourself too thin, because you might feel like you're not moving.
Anyway,
you're not moving, right?
You're not specializing.
You're trying to move in all directions, but you're not moving.
Yeah.
Right. That's a big issue that we all face. And another thing is also, there will always be more to do. With uni, there will always be more to do. You will always have this feeling of guilt that I have not done everything possible, right? That's why you got to keep yourself, I don't know, grounded in some sort of way where you know that this is still really good. Like, just because I didn't do all of this, the parts that I did was really valued, and I'm happy that I did that.
I'm a really firm believer of like just doing your best, right? Like doing your best doesn't mean like doing it perfect. Like obviously there have been times where it's like, oh, maybe it's 2 days before an exam or 2 days before an assignment, or like you haven't done much, or you don't really feel prepared, right? But like when you're doing your best, it's just about, all right, from that point you're like, all right, okay, I got to start doing, right? And you just, from that point till the exam, if you're doing your best, that's all that matters. Because I feel like in the moment you feel so stressed, you're like, oh, there's so much guilt, there's so much stuff you haven't done, you're like, oh my god, I wish I could have done this better. But it's just about from wherever you are at that point in time. Once that clicks, it's like, all right, I need to do my best until whatever it is. And that, I feel like that can apply in anything in life. Like as you said, Aryan, like, you know, for the past few days you've been trying to routine, right? And it hasn't worked. But you know, the fact is that you're still trying.
Exactly.
Like it's not day 3 and you've just given up. Like it hasn't. It's not gonna work all the time. It needs time to sort of, you need to figure out the kinks. You need to do it every day to sort of be like, all right, you know what, I need to do this. So you're not. It's not working, but you're doing your best right now, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. You slowly progress.
I wanted to just like say something real quick. Like it seems a bit irrelevant, but I'll tie it back into exactly what I was saying. But my little sister, over the last couple of days, she's 9 years old, right? And so I think they watched a new Cinderella movie or something, and she's like, I want to start making dresses. And so she's been getting all these like old shirts, button-up shirts from like the closets and things, and she's been literally cutting them up, sewing them together, and making dresses. And she's made like 2 dresses, and like that fit her, right? But what was really interesting is today, right? Like I was talking to her about it, and she was like, yeah, I just noticed that like normally I just kind of get scared of doing things, and there's just like so many things I want to do, and I just don't feel like I have the courage to do them sometimes, because I feel like I'm gonna do it wrong or whatever she's saying, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, but I just decided like I just want to do it, and so I just did it. And then I was just thinking like, wow, that's like so insightful for a 9-year-old to like to know. It's like crazy. I was like so impressed. I'm like, geez, wow.
Yeah.
I wish I had that
smart,
kind of
dude.
insight. Yeah.
It's actually smart. It's crazy.
But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to add that
that's fair.
story.
That's fair.
Because like I think they don't really think about it that much. They're like, no, I want to do it. I'm gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like
They're just saying how they feel. But
Yeah.
there's a deeper meaning. Like we construe a deeper meaning from what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's
Yeah,
just
so
like,
shout out to Grace.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grace.
Oh,
If
it's
you're
not
watching this in the
Sophie with
future.
the butterflies?
No, not Sophie. It was Grace, the younger one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
when she's coming on the pod? When she coming on the pod?
Yeah, when she coming.
Maybe when she's 10.
Dude, insightful, bro. Insightful. Talk about your dressmaking business. I think another thing, now that Aayush is on, it's a good time to talk about medicine, in particular, for all the medicine people out here, right? Doctors and that.
Do you want to give updates since your last, like, since you did that Q&A?
That's a good way to like leave off where I think the last video with the medicine, like, you know, first year med student, and you were talking about, you know, you're moving to Perth and stuff like that, and also this year you'll have a bit of clinical experience potentially, getting more into the medicine sort of grind. What's been happening this year? What have you been learning about in particular?
Well, I think last year was more just like foundational stuff, which is just like you need to learn the basics of just like your anatomy and the body and just what happens inside, right? And I think this year is a lot more focused on just what can go wrong, and slightly as well into how we can treat it. But it's very like the way my course is structured. Like last year, it was sort of like different units, and it was sort of like interprofessional with other people doing other degrees as well, because they also need to learn the foundations. But now it's sort of like just pure, it's just one med unit, and it's just everything's just chucked into there, which feels a lot more streamlined. And it's sort of like divided into different blocks, like, you know, we're learning about the heart, and then we'll move on and learn about maybe like the brain or something like that, or like nervous system, and it's just blocked into systems like that. I personally enjoy it like a lot, because I feel we do a lot of like case-based learning, where like we'll have a case of a patient and dissect that, and then sort of take out sort of some learning objectives and go learn about that. So I feel like when you can relate it to some sort of clinical example, it makes a lot more sense, and you can link things together. In terms of like
we have no, sorry, I'll just jump in and say, like, we have pretty much similar thing where we have the case-based learning, right? And I remember in year one, at least, they always had these really cheesy videos where they're like introducing the scenario, and so they'd have like paid actors, right? And it's not like professional actors. Well, I mean, maybe they're professional, but I hope not.
Taking shots at them. Sheesh, bro. 6 podcast episodes in. All right.
Starting beef. No. I love them because they're just so entertaining. But maybe not the way that they're hoping. But I don't know. Like they're always like they're overacting, and they're like I don't know if they just get them from like other like an acting degree, or I don't know what drama degree or something, and bring them in and let them do some work there, or where they get these people. But it's brilliant, and like they'll do all these like scenarios and like play it up. It's like super dramatic, and then they introduce it all, and then we go from there. But it's always a great time.
I mean,
do you guys have anything similar?
We don't have videos. We just have like triggers. Like it's just written like, oh, James comes in. He's 19 years old. He has chest pain. Like it's not like, we don't have. That's pretty cool though. Like, I feel
so they'll have it just for the main scenario, and then they'll have like smaller like examples with other things like your ones. But yeah.
I mean, I saw in Aayush's YouTube video that you guys were doing like clinical sort of like with the patient, like there was Harry and Yash Shah sitting outside on the chair.
I don't know what they were doing outside. I don't know.
It's like a clinical interview.
I genuinely have no, like I walked outside and I was like, what are they doing? And like I don't know, they were just talking and I came and then they just left and I was like,
they're like, hold on, we gotta call it
I can't say anything about that, but you know, it's become like, in terms of clinical, it's more just learning about how like taking histories from the patient and doing exams, but we haven't had much chance like to go in like the hospital and stuff. We've had like 1 day
Yeah.
placements, but
Yeah.
apart from that, not much. I think next year will be more like sort of longer, like maybe have a couple weeks or something like that. But
Yeah.
I know that our last 2 years are fully just in the ward.
How was 1 day placements?
Decent, like it was like my first sort of like, obviously I've had work experience in the hospital, but I guess like
Yeah.
first experience like doing in university, going into the hospital. It's more just, I think, for the experience, not really learning exactly what happens in the hospital and stuff like that. Just like seeing the vibe and seeing how, like, I guess like doctors are interacting with the nurses and all the allied health and all the different like professions. I thought that was really interesting. But
You walk around with like a clipboard and stuff.
yeah, and not really, to us. We just go and then, like,
Just soak in the vibe.
yeah, like some of them didn't even know we were coming. They're like, "Oh, okay, what's up?"
Yeah. What?
It's really true. Like, they're just like, "Oh yeah, go like take a history from this patient," and then they're like,
Oh really? You got to actually do stuff like
yeah,
that?
like because like they just want us to, I guess, just have an experience and not really, it's not that structured. But I think later on we're gonna have to actually learn the proper procedures and stuff.
Yeah.
And learn.
That's so sick though. That's so sick.
Mm.
You get to actually get practical experience while studying the stuff, the theory.
Yeah.
I'm jealous because
Also, did you,
lockdown.
we haven't been able to.
Yeah.
you went like on a rural trip.
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
mistaken. Or is that the same thing? Or that's different?
Westonia.
That's different. Yeah, I went to West.
Tell us about that.
Shout out to
Tell us
Estonia. It was really
Yeah.
good. It was really good. Like
Yeah.
like I guess our town was quite small. It was like 300 people. So I don't think my experience there gives a generalized experience of like rural Australia, because obviously that's a very small town. A lot of the rural towns where like obviously there's a lot of the health inequalities and sort of that sort of stuff happens in actually slightly larger towns. But it was a really great experience because it was such a small community. Like we honestly got to meet so much of the town, even though we only had one host family. But we got like all the sort of events that were planned to do just at our host family's house, which a lot of other people who went to bigger towns, they just did at their host family's house. We did it like we all just came together, like every single host family, all like the students, we came together and just did it. And I thought like that was like a really nice vibe.
It's crazy to think 300 people is less than half of NSB. Just think about that.
Yeah, it's 2 grades, bro. It's 2 grades.
It's 2 grades.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
That's mad.
it's mad.
That's actually mad.
It's actually like a really good vibe, and like something that I think really pushed me to sort of consider like working rurally as well. Because like dude, in that town, they don't even have a regular GP. The GP has to fly in.
Crazy.
Has to fly in, and you don't
That's so bad.
only once a month as well.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god.
like,
So what happens if there's something like life-threatening?
if it's life threatening,
to-
there's like
Drive to the next town or something, right?
yeah, like the nearest hospital I think is like 45 minutes away.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
That's so bad.
even then, like
Yeah.
it's so rural that at the hospital, right, it's only like a GP is pretty much running it, like a general practitioner, and who's not specialized, but obviously they need to know a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But they have like the telehealth sort of thing where they can contact like the specialists in like the metropolitan hospitals who can sort of advise them on what to do and how to sort of manage it from there.
That's pretty.
It's tough. It's really tough because like
That's really tough.
access to healthcare is just really not. That's why people like they're pushing a lot of like, I guess, doctors now to go rurally because it's so the inequalities are huge.
Yeah.
And also, I guess like I know as far as training goes, right? Like they always tell us like you have to go rural because you get experiences there that you will never get anywhere else because of you have to be resourceful, like working with what they have and the fact that there is only like a GP or like a really skeleton staff kind of thing with little resources. You just have to do the best you can, and you'll see really unique cases, especially because the health issues that are in a metropolitan area is going to be very different to someone who's working on a farm. And maybe has to deal with like machinery and all of this kind of stuff, right? And they're living a more practical kind of life.
I feel like the
so
resourcefulness and like that sort of problem solving aspect of like, especially in rural areas, is something that it like draws me to do that because it's I feel like it's much more of a challenge, and like I want to have a lot more experiences there, especially as a medical student, because I feel that as a med student, when you go to sort of the city hospitals, your role, you don't really have a role. You're literally right? But in like I was talking to a lot of doctors, rural doctors who came to our uni, and even when I went to Estonia, they were like, I consider medical students as like part of my team, essentially.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's crazy.
They need
That's cool.
people there to like
Yeah,
help out
yeah.
and do things because they just
Also, another thing is like with the rural, it's like it's such a vibe, like a tight knit community.
yeah.
You know everyone. Everyone's face.
Pretty much a big family.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
family, yeah. Like NSB was, and it's like kind of like in a different sort of environment.
Setting.
I think that would be a great vibe just to have at least have a test for like a couple of years or however long.
Yeah,
you'd like
exactly.
to do
Like
it.
I will definitely work there for like part of my
Yeah.
career because I feel
Yeah.
like you can't. I don't know. Personally, I just feel like I want to have that experience, and like if I
Yeah.
like it, I just continue doing
Yeah.
that.
And also that
Yeah.
experience that you're gonna get, it's so true. Like if you go to like in my degree sort of thing, like you go to a large firm, you're gonna get kind of like bits and pieces. If you go in a more like smaller firm, because they need people, you're gonna be doing more like work and like actively learning on the spot.
Yeah.
So depending on your personality, of course, how much you want to do. Like, do you want to go at your pace or do you want to get thrown in the deep end, right? That's like a really I guess invaluable opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what Isaac was talking about as well. I don't know if you've talked to him about it, right? So he used to work at a really big firm before.
Yeah.
And he
For his
said
cadetship.
for his cadetship, and he said pretty much now that he's moved to a smaller firm, there's a lot more. He has a lot more stake in what's going on,
Yeah.
and he's learning a lot quicker
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
which is really good. And the hours are a bit worse. Actually, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
If
But I mean,
about the hours,
we'll
but-
keep that in for when we bring Isaac
Well,
on.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
definitely
we'll
gonna bring
bring
him
Isaac.
on. Great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Recently
Yeah.
turned 20. What, yesterday? Right?
Hey, happy
birthday.
birthday,
Yeah.
Isaac,
Your
bro!
boy.
it's today.
My
actually.
boy,
It's today.
my
Is it today?
boy,
Oh yeah, because it was
Yeah,
12
it is
a.m.
today.
last
big
night.
20, big man's,
Happy
big
birthday.
things.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Wait,
Who's turning 29?
Are you guys 20 right now?
No, I'm
not
19.
me.
19.
Is it you, Aaron?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
And then it's
It's me.
Hey,
Oh shit!
oh, it is you.
wow.
It is Aayush the one.
Wait, is there anyone else?
Um,
That's
End of September?
yeah, mine's Anderson. There's no one else in our group.
No,
September
No.
28th?
27.
Come on, man.
Man, sorry.
Wow,
bro.
you even a
Nah,
real
no,
This is
it's-
9th
No,
October.
dude, it's a time zone thing. It's a time zone thing.
9th October.
The time zone's different. That's why. I was accounting for that. my bad.
9th October, and then we got 17th.
Yeah,
November.
17 November, jeez.
yeah.
Wait, we should not be putting out... What's
Why?
Bleep it.
You can bleep it.
It's on
Does it
Facebook.
matter?
It's
It's
on
his
Facebook.
birthday.
as well.
Yeah.
It's on
Facebook
Facebook.
as well.
Yeah.
So send them gifts on their birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
gifts or gifs or gifts.
Both.
Gifts.
Both. Gifts and gifts.
Gifts and
Gifts
gifts.
and
Okay,
gifts.
okay.
I expect
And
both,
gifts.
please. Thank you.
Yeah. Me and Shalaby still got a year.
Yeah, we got some time.
Yeah, I mean-
Guys, stay young, man. Stay young.
Stay young, guys. Yeah, dude.
You share your words of wisdom from your years and years of
He
experience.
needs the beard on. He needs the beard on.
Yeah.
He needs to
I
get
don't
the
have
beard.
to.
40
without
years
the
of
beard.
wisdom.
Yeah. There's no wisdom without the beard. I'm just
No wisdom.
an imposter.
Oh, also Kashan, we forgot about Kashan's amazing beard when you were saying Nick Dodd.
Yeah.
Kashan
And,
moving crazy,
Aayush.
bro. Kashan moving crazy
Yeah.
with those beard
Yeah.
things. I think, dude, should we wrap it up here?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like we've
Yeah.
been going on for a bit, but
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
quality.
No,
It's been
just
quality.
Casual chats. It was good
Yeah.
to
Yeah, it's really good.
Aayush after a long time. So I think we got a bit,
Yeah.
we got carried away.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was good quality.
Yeah.
good
I think we touched on a lot of things that we're sort of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
going
for
through right now.
Ayush's YouTube channel is in the description. His video is there, and he will be posting out more videos because now we're making him accountable.
Yeah,
We're giving him
by
some
putting it
social
in the
obligation.
podcast.
Yeah.
The 200 people who watch this will be wondering where the videos are
Yeah.
at, my G.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
run
we're
up Ayush's channel then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you got any questions about, medicine or Aayush in general, drop in the comments. Any feedback, comments.
Or just DM
And
him.
also, if you want to follow his journey, go to the channel.
Oh yeah, and what's your word for today, Aryan?
Oh! Okay. Towel.
Towel?
Towel.
Certified.
Certified? Oh, I
Such a
wonder
laptop, bro.
I wonder where you're
I'm
getting
not a
that from.
character, bro.
Certified. Certified.
Fucking
Certified.
50%
My
Drake, 50%
word
Kanye.
for today is knowledge.
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 Okay.
What's
Aayush
yours,
the
Aayush?
one? What's the special guest word for the day?
Word for the day.
Word for the day.
I don't know.
Just do what Aryan did and pick something that's off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know there's a towel off screen?
You just look and you're, oh, towel.
Korea.
Huh?
Korea.
Korea. There we go.
Nice.
Alright, it's been your boy Aryan, been Param, been Shalaby, been Aayush the One. Thank you for joining us on
Thank you very
this
much.
Thank you
episode
very
of
much.
KTMX podcast.
Thanks,
And we'll
guys.
roll the outro.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button.
Damn. Yeah, you did that. Bad bitch Monday night. Bad bitch Monday night. Yeah. Bad bitch Monday night raw, she gon' get some ass.